Kia ora everybody, my name is Taika, Waititi. I'm a filmmaker and proud Aotearoian. Welcome to my interview.
Kia ora, my name is James Emmanuel Ralston. I am 12 years old. I come from Waititi, New Zealand.
Really, I'm always interested in stories to do with whānau, with family, and just trying to, I'm always interested in characters who are in families but then hardly know each other. So in Eagle versus Shark, it was a lot of, this same theme of, people who should be very, very close but hardly know each other. They're more strangers in the same household. And so it just came about through wanting to tell a story set where I grew up. I wanted to take my filmmaking back home, and it came off the back of Two Cars One Night, the short film that I made. And people were so interested in that film, they asked me if I was going to ever do a feature version, and so I thought, yeah, one day I might try that. And so I wrote this script with the idea that it was going to be, like just about kids, two kids meeting, a little bit like Two Cars One Night. Maybe they'd met in the car park and stuff. But then as you kind of flesh out the world around you, around your characters, it just gets bigger and bigger, and often with writing, the idea that you start with, it just falls by the wayside, and and other things take more importance, like this idea of this kid who's never met his dad, and you think, wow, there's the obvious story. There's like, the dad comes home and it's about these kids and this father trying to get to know each other, and then just trying to populate that world with interesting characters, and trying to keep it real, but also one of my main aims was trying to create a Māori comedy, because I think as storytellers these days we tend to say, I think as storytellers these days Māori tend to take themselves quite seriously, and as Māori we're very funny people, but it's often hard to see that in some of our films. And so I wanted to just prove that we, we don't just walk around, chanting all the time and doing karakia all the time and thinking about ghosts all the time and, playing nose flutes all the time. We're just pretty normal people who hang out and make stupid mistakes, and, and we're pretty clumsy as well, and we, stumble through life making these mistakes and trying to get to know each other and ourselves, and I just wanted to kind of make it more of an everyday human sort of situation.
Yeah, it's got heaps of action. It's a bit sad, but it's funny as.
So I come from a place called Waiho Bay, which is, if you're not from Waiho Bay, then you probably think it's in the middle of nowhere, and you found out where it is. It's about 8 hours from Auckland. I really wanted to shoot my film there because, I wrote the film set there, and all the locations that I wrote into the script were based on all these places, like, the river and the bridge, the beach where they play war, the actual house I wrote with the kitchen and stuff I wrote, because that's the kitchen that I grew up in. It was also really important for me to go back and work with my whānau, and to just, involve people that I'd grown up with, and involve everyone from all the locals from the area, and just to bring some of what I do, like this outside world that I'm part of now, this whole filmmaking thing, and to take it back and kind of show them how it works, and what, just to show them what it is really, because like none of them have been on film sets or anything really, not since Modi, and and yeah, so it was just important for me to do it there. And also, like, I don't really know any other of the other areas around the country. Like, that's the only place I really grew up, is there in Wellington. So I couldn't go up to the Hokianga and shoot it because it just wouldn't feel right for me, and it was not my area. And they should do their own story up there. And yeah, it's like, it just makes sense to go home and do it.
And I think it's something really special when you can about a film or a project like this where you can involve your own family. And so we're shooting on his marae, shooting on the school where he went to school, Raukokore school, Pararaki marae, and these things are a part of who he is. And so it's a bit. I think that helps the crew find a connection with the work, and also helps the community feel like they're a part of the film as well.
It's one of the coolest things about bringing it back to Raukokore is not only is it where Taika was born and bred and where his stories come from and his sense of imagination and his sense of humour, but it also connects me back to my own iwi, and again it just has that sense of tika, just all has come together perfectly. I think what's so fantastic about shooting here in Raukokore is that you actually have an insight into who Taika is. We meet his family, his uncles, his aunts, his cousins, and we hear about him. They tell us about him. They tell us that he's trouble, and they tell us that they tolerate him and that he's a little bit crazy. And not only that though, but you see these people and they are incredibly funny and intelligent, and all of them, they've just got, the Waititis are, they are a breed apart.
I love it here. I mean, Waiho Bay is one of the most beautiful spots I've ever been. The coastline is unbelievable, and the people equally as unbelievable and beautiful. So peaceful. I've been treated like family from the second I got here, from every single person. I mean, not just from the crew, but the people in the kitchen, the people at the marae. I mean, like family. I call them aunties, and every time I see them, I get a hug and a kiss. So it's impossible to explain how. I really feel like I'm home. I think it is an international story. I think what makes this story so special is that first of all, in a very unique setting. It's not a setting that any of us know. It's very special. It's a culture that many people around the world don't know. And however, that being said, also when you see this film, you'll feel like it's your childhood. Like these are moments from your story. And I think that is what makes the film so special, and I think that's what makes storytelling so special.
Boy, he's like a mischief fella. Yeah, but he really wants attention from his dad. That just pops out of nowhere. Yeah. In some ways, Boy is the same as me. And in other ways, he's different. But yeah, that's what made it easy, because I could play most of the bits, like the parts and all that. So yeah, I was quite happy with that.
Well, the character of Boy started off pretty much as you see him in the film. He he was a bit of a loner, a little bit of an outsider. He wasn't popular at school. He held on to this image of his dad, you know, this sort of like great explorer out there wandering around the world doing all these amazing things, even though, you know, he knew that his dad was in jail and in Auckland. And the times where you really see who he is, like his strength, is when he's at home and he's like the boss of the house, and he's, you know, tells the kids what to do, and he's sort of, you know, he's like the head of, he's the man of the house. And yeah, you know, like any other kid who goes to school, you know, he's got his crushes and he's got people who hassle him, and he's sort of, you know, he's got a busy life in a kid's sense, you know. I really wanted to just make a character that people would instantly empathise and sympathise with. A kid came in to be an extra, you know, we cast him as an extra, and I'd already seen him. I was like, wow, this kid is amazing. He's a pretty amazing actor. But you know, I'm pretty confident I've got my kid. He came in for a wardrobe fitting, and I went, oh, there's that kid. There's that bloody kid I remember seeing. Yeah, he's coming to be an extra. And everyone else sort of like in the office and stuff like, sort of saying, have you guys met that kid over there? He's an amazing kid. God, he's amazing. Jeez, who's that kid over there? People started talking about this kid, and then like I looked over and I was like, yeah, there's something about that kid. And so Ainsley and I drove to a Portakey, went to a school, pulled him into the office, put the camera on, and just started, you know, running some scenes. He'd never seen any of the lines before. So we'd look, here's some of the lines I want you to say. You know, this is the situation. I'm your dad. I've come back. You know, but you're kicking me out of the house. You know, let's see what you can do. And he just switches it on. And he blows us away. He was. We rang him up, or we rang up his nan, told her, and he straight after school they pulled him out of school, drove him down to the marae. He was there. Gave him a haircut, stuck a wig on him, and that was it. We were shooting, and we went and saw him on the Friday. He came down the Friday night. We rehearsed Saturday and Sunday, and we started shooting on Monday. So we pulled in the main actor of the film 3 days before shooting, and I have absolutely no regrets. It was the best decision I've ever made with this film.
James learns so fast. I've never seen anybody learn so. He's so intelligent, and he already knows. It's not just how to act. He knows how to make a movie now. He normally tail slates every shot. He understands everything about the color codes and everything. He's just got such great timing, and I think he's got a huge future. You know, not just maybe in New Zealand films, but also in the States. And I think he's got the goods.
Alamein needed to be very different from what Boy's fantasy was of Alamein. So, you know, he's got fantasies of him being strong, you know, he's got fantasies of him being this strong, stoic Māori type, but then he arrives and he's just this, you know, skinny loser who's got these stupid big ideas, and, you know, he's got a gang with only 2 other members in it. And yeah, you know, it's just great to create a contrast between what, you know, Boy's fantasy is and what the reality is. And deciding to do the role myself, like what had happened, like we'd had so many discussions about it, I decided to put myself down on tape and kind of show like how I thought the character could be done. You know, I thought, you know, this could be, you know, an option. You know, this is how I kind of imagine him, you know, like this. And then, you know, and then we sort of talked about it a bit more and thought, okay, what are the logistics of you doing it, and, you know, how would that work? You know, would you how would you even direct yourself and that sort of thing, and obviously huge things to have to deal with because it's a big movie, not a big movie, but like it's a lot of money. You really don't want to screw it up by acting and directing and like not being able to do either of those very well. But for me, I felt like the character, that I had enough of a grip on what the character was and who he was to be able to slip in and out if I, when I needed to. I'm not sure I'd do it again with a film with so much drama in it, because it's hard, but the main thing is it's quite taxing on your energy, and you just you spend a lot of your time being very nervous about things because you don't want to stuff things up. One of the main compromises when you do that is that you have to leave a lot of stuff in the hands of other people, whereas I'm quite hands-on and I'm quite finicky about a lot of things, and I like to sort of say, oh no, let's just move this like that, or let's just, I need to turn that like that, just perfect, and you kind of have to just give that up after a while and just say, okay, art department's doing their job, they're great at it, and the camera department, I've seen the shot, I've seen what it looks like, where we're moving to. I'm not going to sit there watching a monitor and make sure that it's perfect, because it's going to be, it is perfect. Everything is perfect if you give in and just go, it is what it is. Rocky, Te Aho. So Rocky was always going to be a difficult character to cast because the character's 6 years old, and there are not many reliable 6-year-old actors, 6-year-old Māori actors that I think you can find. There's not much to choose from, because 6-year-olds are just, they're 6-year-olds, they're 6. You just have to accept that, it's a 6-year-old. There's 6 years in the world. That's their experience of the world is of being here for 6 years. Eventually, we found this kid, Te Aho, who, when we first met him, was just a very quiet young man who was sort of... The thing with him is he is Rocky, I think he pretty much is that character. He's got a really different way of seeing the world. He's out there, he's cheeky, but also you can tell that there's something really deep going on because just in his stillness. Again, he's another smart kid who, given the right pushes in the right direction and stuff, and the right guidance, is going to do incredible things. I don't even think he wants to be an actor. The whole time I got the impression he didn't want to be acting. That's for sure. But you'll never be able to tell. You watch the film, and this is the stuff he gives you is incredible.
Rangi tū ha ki ta tihi o manoni. I roko hina atu rā ko i o matu ko rēna. I re roa nā ke te o te wānu. Te ke te tua uri, te ke te tua te me te ke te awangi. Ka tiri tiri a ka pau pau ki a papatua. Ka puta te ratanga. Ki te whaia o ki te ao mara. A he mo. Tia.
I'm Jackie.
Beautiful stuff there. Another look for you, Adam. We'll do rehearsal only. Alright, here we go. Next, pace and action. Okay, for rehearsal only, starting on Dallas's line and action.
Here's my trick. I tell the girls that I'm afraid about these. And they want me to go away. They show me the endings. Go, shots.
There, and then you go, and then you go, and then you go, and then finish on that one.
Oh, yeah.
So just stick them all together a bit faster.
Exit mold.
Okay.
Leave me alone, guys.
Rehearsal only and action.
Hey, Sean, mate. Wanna see some Michael Jackson dance, please?
Do it again, come over this way a bit more. Do it that way again. Put your head. Put your head. Do this one. That one. Go back doing that. Good. And now your line.
He did those moves at the Grammys.
Here's your brother. Faster walking. That's good. Well, she's riding.
Right next to him. Drop the bike right next to him, okay?
Yep, and then just James, just slide down on the ground from there. Okay, Ricky, and then take your bike.
Action.
Hey, that's my bike. No, my dad bought it for me. Got at the pub.
Box of beers, bro. Box of beers.
Jimmy.
Yeah. Boxes of food.
Feeling good, bro?
Yeah, still don't know what I'm doing. Still falling in.
Okay, here we go. Roll sound, please. Emma. you, go cyclists. And looking boy. We're slowly dropping. Aww. And looking this way, James. Here's your line. And then looking up to the sky. Okay, cut. Tail sliding. Tail sliding. Straight above, we'll get one more. And we'll have another one. Straight into it, please. Roll sound. Action, Jim. Just straightening up your head to camera a bit more. That.
Hey, Uncle!
Bro, who are you kids? Charlie.
Molly Smith! Who's this thing?
Who's that?
It's got confused.
What's crazy horses? Oh, this is my gang. How many members? 3 at the moment. There'll be more. Chrissy!
Hello, mate. Hi.
Nice day. Oh, I'm having a party around my house. You should come. It's gonna be pretty mean. I'll tell everyone to come.
Is it thanks? Isn't you, huh?
nothing, because I think we're going to have to wash your hair.
I just did, I just shell.
Yeah, but you've got lots of product in there, sweetie. We need your hair to be nice and natural. I'll tell you what, I'll spray a bit of water in there and see what we can do. Hayden,
Yep.
do you mind passing me a towel, please? Thank you. Okay, I'm just going to spray lots of water in your hair. You can relax, darling. I'm not going to get it in your face.
My wall paint. Just close receipt.
Hopefully it's come back like this kind of style.
James, give us a wave, bro. Check back.
Really picture it, okay? Picture it like all around you, whatever it is. Visualize it. Now try to lift your arms. Outside, like straight up. Like this way. You haven't thought of it yet? Yep. So, easy to start at them. But if you're off the center,
Hey, give it.
no.
Hey, give it.
When James slides down, do you want him to go to the ground or do you want to use the ground? You reckon? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, give it.
Oh, yeah, I won't get him to slide. So maybe you can start this one. Yep. Okay. How long is this going to go for? I could break my knuckle.
Still going hard.